All right, so we're gonna add some stuff, take some shortcuts for this next part of the project. We got a control bracket. So same thing, it's a new design, right? Uh, the order doesn't really matter. The top down stuff seems to be easy for me. So right, I hit plus, then it asks me which plane I want to design on. So I picked the front plane. Now I'm in a sketch, right? I'm gonna go to my document settings, drop down. Um, I'll change these to inches. I'm not gonna set as default because we do a lot of millimeter stuff. All right, so this is similar to the last thing you did, just another one more step, and then I'm going to show you some shortcuts on stuff instead of uh, some of the normal stuff that we're doing. All right, so we have a rectangle that's like 2 by 3.5. All right, so I'm looking at it. I'm hitting the letter S to get my hotkey. I like the center rectangle. You could do whatever you want. I just start to draw. Gives me some dimensions, and like I said, it's 3.5 and then 2. All right, tab back and forth, enter. I have my first one. All right, now this is why I like the center line, so I know where to draw stuff. But now we have a circle that's connected to it that is it's going to be the middle circle has the same midpoint as this, and the diameter is going to be 1.5. And then we have the outside like looping circle with a radius of 1.37. So like I said, like we'll start with this. These just default to center, right? So you're gonna have to do like some mental math. Um, we have this one. It's gonna be 1.5. All right, and now we're gonna have concentric, or the centers are they have the same center, even though they're not the same size. Then I gotta do math. 1.37. So I gotta double that to get the diameter. Um, 274. Hope that's right. Probably. All right, 1.37. You're gonna have the paper too. Do the math yourself. 4, 14, 4, okay, 1, 3, 6, 7, 7, 1, 1, 2. Sure. All right. So we have this hard edge right here. I'm not gonna do the edge yet. We know the way to do it, like old that we've already done. You go tan radius, right? So I could go circle, right? They want the radius to be 3.7, so that means the diameter is 74.74. So I could go 0.74. All right, but then I start putting on I want it to be tangent to this, tangent to this circle to be tangent to that, right? Then I want this circle to be tangent to that. And then that's how I'm using this tangent thing. And then I trim everything away till this edge, right? That's the old way we would do it. If that makes sense to you math wise, like you see that's tan radius. In this case, tan diameter, right? But I'm not going to do it that way because I'm going to show you the shortcuts later when we do the other one. All right, so we also, all right, so for now, just to like, I'm going to start trimming, right? So trim that. I want the outside circle. I got trim all my stuff in the middle. Um, um, Now, if you look at the diagram, you could also draw this circle right here, but I'm going to show you like the order, how to get back into stuff. So sometimes I make mistakes on purpose, just so like if you make mistakes, you go in and out, obviously. So I'm going to hit this finish sketch, right? My hotkey is Q. I select the side. You don't have to. You could type it right in here. You could type it in here, but it's going to be 0.37. I like to, just tilt it to know where I'm at, am I doing it right? So I click this angle. Does it look right? If I get stuck, I go back to home, right? So now I have that part. What I was talking about shortcuts is now that it's in a 3D sketch, right? If I hit S, the stuff doesn't come up anymore for the sketch options. Now you get the 3D, everything's 3D now. So I hit S again. This is the fillet, right? So then I can select the edge that I want to fillet, and then I type in what they want. So 0.3, oops, 7. All right, so instead of drawing my tan diameter, and we're used to drawing our tan radius, you just got to remember, whatever, they're double. And so my hotkey now, S, I just grab my fillet command, and then I do my 0.37. All right, and what it's doing is the same thing that I drew earlier. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go to the other part of our sketches. So that sketches on top of sketches, some different ways you can go about doing that. And then what's easiest for me, and then like maybe what's easiest for you. All right, so now from the bottom all the way up, let me look at this version. They tell us from like the bottom of this, so that's 0.37. Then we go up 1.37. So we have to add a 1, right? And then we also have to add 0.75. So it's really we're going to extrude it up 1.75. I'm not going to worry about the 0.37 because it's already there. So I'm going to go up 1.75, right? Then I'm going to look for the like size across. And if they tell me the radius from the center of like here is 0.75, that means if I go double, right, I get the diameter, it's going to be 1.5. If you follow in the math, that's going to mean I need a sketch on a sketch, right? So I'm going to sketch. I'm going to click this here. And now I'm going to hit S, right? And I need the dimensions for the size that I'm going to extrude and then how far. So these things are going to be a rectangle from this point. I'm going to do the 2-point rectangle because I don't know where the middle is. So you switch it up as you need it. We said it was going to be 75.75.75, which is 1.5, right? I'm going to tab, and then 0.37 is going to be the thickness, right? So then I would hit enter. If you want, you could draw it right away. Otherwise, we're going to try to use some commands maybe, and then we'll delete them if we could use our old skills. All right, this is just a line, right? All right, so hotkeys, mirror. I'm going to finish this sketch. I'm going to queue 1.75. All right. Now with they tell us the same thing, right? So hotkey now going back to radius. And these keep coming up as the 0.37, right? So I have that. All right, so another way to think about this other part of it is if I wanted to start doing some extrusion stuff on here to make sure everything is equal, I'm gonna, do my sketches on sketches. I'm gonna pick this plane, right? And then, you can start doing your stuff. That's why I like drawing on certain things. So I go from the bottom. This is like a weird one, right? What is it? I guess the best place to start it though is here. I might delete this later, but they tell you it's 1.37. That's how tall we want it, right? Then I'm gonna go over here and get this midpoint, and I got the double midpoints, the concentric circles that I've been using. So I go over, and I know the radius. I know the whole thing is 1.5, right? So that's the diameter. So I'm going to go over 0.75, right? And then, like I had said, if the radius is 0.75, the diameter is 1.5 because it's double, right? Good. Okay. And then I can also get my center circle, and there's 3.5s, so that's the diameter, concentric, diameter 0.5. Okay. So there's different ways to do this. This is how everything kind of matches now, right? This is our stuff. I have to extrude this. I'm going to have to extrude these, and then I should have one of my sides done. I might have to go back and just so I know I'm doing the right stuff, I'm going to get rid of my drawing lines. At this point, I could get rid of this bottom one. So I'm just left with that stuff. All right. I'm going to finish the sketch. I'm going to hit Q. I'm going to, if you didn't change to inches, like the numbers might be off. That's why you might have some trouble. But grab this, extrude it. It could be exact, or, if you go a little bit over and you extrude it away, it's still gone. Q again. All right. And in this case, I'll grab them all, extrude them all. And now I have my first, right? I'm going to stop because sometimes I think you guys just screenshot the end of the video. So we put a line here. You might be able to use that or do the same thing on the other side. But you also need a center circle that's on so there's going to be a circle right here. There's different ways to modify once it's a hole, like as a 3D, or you can go back into the sketch and draw it and then extrude it. So there's some options, but remember there's another circle here, and then I need this thing on the other side as well.